Welcome to another episode of Wrongful Conviction. This is our holiday episode, which we are calling a very special Wrongful Christmas. It's Amanda Knox laughing. I would like to introduce our guests. Each one has a very unique story, but they all have one terrible thing in common, which is that they spend years upon years in prison and holiday after holiday in prison for crimes that they didn't commit.
Um, a month into my study abroad program, one of my roommates was found raped and murdered in her bedroom in the apartment that she shared with me and two other Italian roommates. And 4 days later, I was arrested for having participated in her murder. I was led through a very coercive interrogation that led me to believe that I had witnessed the murder and had suffered amnesia and knew who the killer was. And presumably that person would have been my boss, who I was supposed to meet that night for work. What ended up happening was when DNA came back, showing what had happened at the scene, it came back having nothing to do with me or my boyfriend, who was my alibi, or my boss, who had his alibi as well. It had to do with a local burglar who was known to break in, enter, carrying a knife. And instead of the police saying, oh, we made a mistake by arresting this girl and her boyfriend and her boss, what they did was they took my boss out of the equation and put this burglar into the equation, saying that I had manipulated these two young men, my boyfriend and this local burglar, who I didn't know, into raping. Meredith, my roommate, and then allowing me to murder her. And it took 4 years for me to get out of prison, and another 4 years for the case to finally be resolved and for me to be exonerated. I was convicted, then acquitted, then reconvicted, and then finally the Supreme Court overturned that conviction and definitively found me innocent.